Juan Pablo Arias Munoz is a Chilean writer-director based in Los Angeles that was recently called by the LA Times as a true promise in the horror genre. This past month, he presented his latest short film, The History of Monsters, at AFI Fest 2019. He is coming to talk to us about his current work and future projects both in the US and Chile. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.
That is, quite an honor. You haven't been doing this for very long to be called out in the LA Times. How did that make you feel?
It was a surprise for sure. I've been developing my work on the horror for a while with shorts, but it's great to be called that without even having a feature,
So what has drawn you to the horror genre?
It's one of the most special genres. I think it has some very interesting elements that I'm drawn to artistically. To me, it's the most challenging one. Right next to comedy, I can't do comedy. That's like way too hard for me.
And also you're a writer as well. So you're writing it, you're directing it, and it's beautiful, visionary. So what's in the future for you?
Yeah, so I have kind of my foot on writing TV and another foot on writing features.
I feel like now with all the streaming and there's just so many avenues, to showcase your work. Do you think that that's helping you as a writer-director versus, 20 years ago when that wasn't an option? There were only certain channels.
Yeah, definitely. The landscape of the industry is changing so much. I think it's a great moment to be a writer-director, a creator of content, because there's so many new avenues, and you can tell that the industry is very hungry for new content. So as someone who just my work is to create those stories, I think it's a great moment, as opposed to like 20 years ago when the technology wasn't as good and like you just had to rely on TV, like broadcasting, or just the movies, like the big theater and studios. I think now equipment is cheaper. You can just create your own movies and you can put them on YouTube, and that's the least of the things you can do. And then up from there to like streaming platforms that are all looking for constant new shows, like the amount of money that Netflix or Disney Plus or Apple TV Plus are putting out there to make stories is very exciting.
So if anyone wants more information on how to see your film, where can they go?
So we're just starting our festival right now, so AFI Fest was our first stop, and the rest of the US for sure.
Well, thank you so much for joining us, and I wish you the best of luck.
Thank you so
we'll have
much.
to have you back on in a year from now when we win your awards.
I appreciate it. Thanks so much.
Thanks so much.